My name is Lynnette Abad, and you are watching Property Finder Talks, where I speak to leaders in the real estate industry in the UAE. Are you a tech entrepreneur, a PropTech startup? You're gonna love this episode of Property Finder Talks, where I speak to Abdullah Alajaji, who has been in the real estate industry over the last 10 years. He is CEO of Driven Properties. He is also co-founder of Driven Holiday Homes, Driven Interiors, and Unbox. He is founder of Lamar Capital, a real estate consultancy, and he has offices in the UAE, China, and Saudi Arabia. So tell us a little bit about Unbox. It's a new concept from my understanding, not just new as in it's from its foundation, but also new within the industry, within the region. So tell us a little bit about it.
We've been in the real estate industry for long, so we know it very well, from the aspects of marketing a real estate asset to development, investments, and the entire real estate spectrum. And you know, on the basis of that, you know, we thought that there is a gap in the market to address startups in that ecosystem. And then when we talk about startups in the ecosystem, obviously in this day and age, in this era, PropTech has evolved, and as a founder of a real estate company, we see that change evolving on a daily basis. We see how technology has disrupted businesses. You know, we see business models fully disrupted because of technology and innovation. Rather than having this as a threat, you know, we look at it as an opportunity. We see the need for a platform that can empower these entrepreneurs so that they can thrive in an environment that ensures that they can actually deliver the promise that they have to the market within the real estate spectrum. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, founders of companies that have amazing ideas, but they haven't been addressed because there is no platform for them to hear their ideas out. And you know, when people talk about tech, it's always IT, or it's always a different idea that's not necessarily real estate related. So we saw that gap, and it's our responsibility to the market to address this gap, and that's how Unbox was born.
Interesting. Yeah. Why did you choose Business Bay?
Business Bay today is the destination of doing business. Obviously, it's a central location within Dubai. A lot of the real estate companies, developers, and consultancies actually are based out of here. Proximity to the IFC, where all of the asset managers are, and the REITs in this market are. So the fact that its central location is amazing. The Bay Square area where Unbox is located is also very unique in that it offers a lifestyle where entrepreneurs can also sit, talk, co-work, go to a coffee shop, a hotel, very similar to the DIFC, but more in the Business Bay area. And in fact, the architects of Bay Square are the same architects as the DIFC, so it offers the same kind of feel and frenzy behind it. So it's exciting, and that was the pure reason of being in Bay Square, is the convenience, the location, and again, you know, real estate is you know, kind of more or less in the Business Bay area, downtown, DIFC, and we wanted to be in the middle of it.
Very interesting. There are quite a few incubators here in town already. So you have like the Youth Hub, you have the FinTech Hive. What separates Unbox?
We built Unbox to help entrepreneurs thrive in the real estate spectrum. So the differentiating factor purely is the fact that we are a real estate incubator. So if you have an idea that is linked to property, real estate, and the technology aspect, that's where we can help. And it's not just ideas and you know, funding ideas and mentoring, but also one of the initiatives that we have is having a monthly talk with industry experts, industry leaders, whether they are founders of development companies or founders of technology companies that are real estate related, but within the real estate and housing kind of industry. And these guys, you know, come here. They address a wider audience from the industry. They talk to them about certain events in the market, whether it's the market, where the market is heading, the outlook, and you know, success stories, ideas. If it's an entrepreneur who also started a business in that field. So this is kind of where we see Unbox evolving. You know, where it's a place for you to to get your idea unboxed, and also it's a place for you to learn from others' experiences and mentorship and talks about the market and where it's heading.
What other resources does Unbox offer to the tech entrepreneurs and startups?
We have every service that a kind of run-of-the-mill incubator offers, but that's not all we offer. So if you talk about PR, legal, company setup, graphic design, web design, and marketing resources, we offer all of those internally. If you look at who we are and what our culture is about, it's about mentorship and it's about co-working. So if we have a community here that actually thrives by working together. So you could have a client and a vendor at the same time within the same industry that are working in the same space. So if I'm a real estate startup and I have a service to offer or an application that I just launched, and one of the other startups actually need your service, that's what we encourage. Mentorship is one thing that we're all about. So whether it's myself or anyone that's been in the industry for so long that is linked to what we do or has the same passion or drive, that's part of our duty to the entrepreneurs here as well. One thing that's obviously being an incubator is we provide funding to these startups. So whether it's equity, convertible loans, debt, all kinds, across the equity spectrum, across the investment spectrum, we are present to help those entrepreneurs achieve their goals. So it starts with mentorship, putting them with the right, vendors if needed, the right clients based on our, expertise in the market. We've been here for over 10 years, so we know, who needs this service, which client needs this service potentially. We add our credibility to that new service, and that's how they thrive.
This is such an excellent initiative, really.
Thank you so much.
So, any success stories yet?
Yes, in fact, actually, I was just going to tell you, based on that. So when we look at an application, for example, or a service that is offered, and we see the value in that, and we see that there is a gap for that value. The one thing we do first is subscribe to the service, right? Because it really fills a gap that we need, for example, and we feel that this is important for the industry. So we have one entrepreneur, an application called Happy Tenant, and this entrepreneur has a fantastic idea of basically addressing the tenant's need through a property app, where it's a bridge between the tenant, the landlord, and the property manager. And what this app does is, if you're a tenant, all the information that you need regarding your tenancy or your building or your community, it's all in a touch of a button. One day you're in DUI, and they ask you for your passport copy or your contract, and you don't have it on you. It's normally on the app as part of your experience. If you're in your house and you have a maintenance, a leakage, all you have to do through the app is take a video of the leakage, and that will go straight to your property manager, and then within hours your problem's solved. So we saw that gap, and we saw that there's value in this application, and the first thing we did is again, as our duty is to subscribe to the service. So we are his biggest client today, and at the same time we know who needs the service or who requires the service, whether it's in the UAE and Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, and that has been a massive success. He's been in Al Arabiya recently on news and talking about this app, and it was a major success.
It sounds like it, Abdullah. I can tell you, your tenants are going to be very happy tenants.
Absolutely. They already are.
That's an amazing service.
Yeah.
Abdullah, I'm going to ask you the Property Finder Talk signature question. If you have today unlimited resources to do whatever you want in the real estate space here in Dubai, what would you do?
I would actually invite a large number of VC funds, and let's say from all across the globe, to take part in our initiatives. the real estate market or the PropTech industry is an infant in the Middle East, not only in Dubai but in the Middle East in general. So I would, I would invite the top VCs in the world to come take part in our initiative, be part of that change. It's everyone knows that the market is evolving towards that, to PropTech basically, and being part of that change and being part of that initiative, I think will yield amazing results going forward. For us, we see, even as an owner of a, let's say, a traditional consultancy at Driven Properties, we do see the change that's coming to the market. We see technology and innovation kind of catching us by surprise on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
And you guys know that best, right? It's an ultimate hedge to actually be surrounded by the people who have the right ideas, the people that have the right mindset, the entrepreneurs that have the right attitude towards what they want to do and how they want to service this market. So the market is huge. The market is big, and again, if I had unlimited resources, I would invite the largest VCs to be part of this and make this a large fund, because the opportunities are there. We're seeing opportunities on a daily basis. And some of them we have to turn down because they're either too big or they're sometimes they don't fit in within our mandate. But if it's a big opportunity, then it becomes, there would be some limitations to how we can help because of the size of the incubator. Yeah, that's what I would do, I think.
Very good, very smart. So if anyone has any questions or comments or want to be part of this tech incubator, please leave your comments below or hashtag PF Talks on Twitter. Abdullah, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this episode of Property Finder Talks. Stay tuned to our next episode where we continue to explore and journey the ins and outs of the real estate industry here in the UAE.